the loss of the hurt of losing a parent, Alex's big became something irreplaceable. A safe place to land, someone who showed up, someone who listened without judgment, and someone who asked questions. Not to fix anything, but really simply to understand and learn about his mom and remember. Whether they were fishing, going on a hike, grabbing a slice of pizza, he gave Alex that safe place to share memories about his mom and talk about his mom. Because of that relationship, Alex began to share more memories. He laughed about things he had forgotten about. He cried, and in telling those stories, he remembered more of his mom. And his big learned about who his mom was since he didn't have the opportunity to meet him. Or her, I'm sorry. His big helped him hold on to his mom's memory and in many ways helped him heal. So when we think of mentorship, we might think of helping with homework, playing games, going for a bike ride, offering advice, and yes, all of those things do matter. But mentorship is also about something much deeper. It's about showing up week after week, simply to be there, to listen, to hold space, to believe in a young person when they might not fully believe in themselves. And here's the truth. If Alex hadn't been matched with his big at just the right time, we don't know what would have happened. And we are incredibly fortunate not to have to know because the connection was there when Alex needed it most. His big was there. And right now in our own community, all across Centre County, we have children waiting for someone to show up, to listen, and to believe in them. So today, we ask you all not only to recognize this work, but to help move it forward by championing mentorship publicly, supporting policies and funding that strengthen these programs, and encouraging more adults, whether that's yourself or someone you know, to step up and get involved in this program. For anyone who's interested in learning more, or if you would like to attend one of our information sessions, we have 4 every month that I hold. 3 on Zoom, 1 is always in person. I encourage you to visit our website, ccysb.com. Go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters page. You can learn about our different program options, volunteer requirements, and also sign up to attend an information session. So thank you again for your time today.
Thanks, Rebecca. Would anyone else from the team, Zach, Vernal, or Kylie, like to add anything?
Vernell's been with us for 24 years.
Oh, my.
So
Tell us your best story.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh gosh, on the spot. Okay. Had a lot of kiddos that have had a lot of success having mentors in their life, and just one in particular sticks out that just a kind of a rough family life for the kiddo. Dad in jail, mom taking care, trying to put things together as far as many resources and stuff for the family. Daughter, a lot of mental health issues of her own struggles, matched with a big who just really met her where she is, and continues to show up and provide exactly what the little needs. No pressure, and just somebody who cares and has proven to be there for her. And that's really, there's so many stories like that. But yeah.
That was a good one. What type of time commitment are people looking for to be in the program?
it's really not a lot. It's 1 to 2 hours a week.
All right.
So when I reflect on my own usage of time, I know there's plenty of times where I'm caught in the scrolling or the binging Netflix, and I'm like, okay, I could have done something more useful with my time. Not to say everyone is the same, but yeah, it's just an hour or two a week. And we always say too, it doesn't have to be this like extra thing. If you need to walk your dog, take your little with you to walk your dog. If you need to go to the grocery store or run errands, have your little tag along. Like, I have a little in the program. One day I had to run errands. She tagged along with me, and then we got a quick lunch together. And that's, it doesn't need to be, you know, a grandiose plan or anything like that.
Well, that's all right. Those are good ideas right there.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've heard, and I know that it's working when I hear a volunteer say, sometimes I feel like I'm getting more out of this than my little. And that's really the beauty of mentoring, is it's not just about the kids. The volunteers also grow and learn a lot about themselves, about life. The story you shared is a wonderful example. We're all going to experience grief and loss at some point. To be a mentor, just, companioning a child through that experience is going to change you. You're going to come out a different person and a better person. That's my hope with all of my matches, that it's not just the kids, but the volunteers also get something out of the experience. And it's pretty remarkable when you have a circle of elementary school kids sitting and engaging in a really meaningful conversation for 40 minutes and listening to each other and taking turns and asking each other questions. It's amazing. And we also, I think there's this idea that the mentors are supposed to be like college students.
Right.
And a lot of times they are. Sometimes they're high school students. But my oldest volunteer is 77. He'll be 78 this year. And his little, earlier this school year, said, my big is my favorite person. Well, next to my mom and dad, of course. But that's pretty cool. You're breaking down these walls and these stereotypes. You get these older people playing Foursquare with these elementary school kids. It's a pretty cool experience.
Or going sledding.
Going sledding.
That sounds great. So it's not just, the mentoring is not just for college students or young professionals, middle-aged, even seniors.
Yeah, retirees,
Yeah.
young professionals, empty nesters. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that could keep some of the empty nesters busy. Don't want them getting into mischief.
Right?
Well, thanks again for coming. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just that we always need mentors, especially male mentors. Our male littles tend to wait the longest, especially our male preteen teenagers. So definitely always males. And then also we need volunteers. We serve all of Center County. That's, so that's not just State College in Bellefonte, that's Howard, that's Phillipsburg, that's Julianne, Snowshoe. And so we know there's kids all across Center County that could benefit from our program, but it's challenging if we're not getting the mentors to come from that same community or area. We tend to get most of our volunteers from the State College area, and so that's a challenge to get them to want to make the drives, especially in these winter months. So if we could really spread the word, when we're going to these different communities, that there's kids right here in this town, in this township, that can benefit from having just a person who takes an interest in their life, takes them out once a week to do, go toss a ball, take a bike ride, walk your dog together. It can really make a big difference.
Roughly how many youth do you have waiting at this point, or on average?
Yeah, typically the official number hovers around 20 to 30. But I always think in my mind, oh my gosh, there's so many other kids that we know are out there that are hurting or that just need another champion or cheerleader. They just haven't found their way to getting referred to our program.
But there's one more thing I feel like I got to add. Our kids come from a variety of backgrounds. So you're going to get matched with a kid that's a good fit for you. And the reality is, all you have to do is show up. That's literally all you have to do. You don't have to have a lot of money, a lot of talents, or some special experience. You can have no experience working with kids, but just have a desire to form a relationship and a friendship with another human being. And you're supported by us, right? We're right there with you the entire way. But I think that stops some people thinking I'm not really fit to be anybody could be a mentor. It's really just about showing up and continuing to show up and be present.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful point, Zach. Well, thanks all of you for coming. We'll do the photo in a couple of minutes, right, JJ? But I'll hand it over to Commissioner Concepcion.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here and highlighting such an important program. If there's parents who are or guardians who are watching, how would they get in touch with your program?
The same way, so visit ccysb.com, so the Youth Service Bureau's website, find the Big Brothers Big Sisters page. I've realized from a couple people that I might need to fix it a little. The top might be confusing because it highlights our Center LGBT Plus program, so there's a specific referral and volunteer interest button for those. But if you scroll down, there is a way to click a button to sign up for a volunteer information session, but then there's also a place to click to make a referral.
Okay.
And that can be a parent or guardian, school counselor, someone who works with another organization in this county that works with kids and families. Anyone can make the referral.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Commissioner Dershowitz, who's been patiently standing.
Oh, no. First of all, I think what you're doing is amazing. And I think it is changing people's lives, and particularly young people who maybe are at a junction in their life that they really need a friend and maybe some guidance of which they don't have any other way perhaps. And I think your efforts are certainly noted, and we really appreciate it. And I think the point that you get more out of it than you put into it is a good mantra, because I think that's pretty clear that there's both sides of that equation that benefit, and we really appreciate what you're doing to change the lives of so many young people in our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again for coming, and as we've talked about, any adult of any age can be a big for Big Brothers Big Sisters. It is National Mentoring Month, so good time to think about it. And as you've said, it's an hour or two a week, and you're talking, not everything has to be some special event. You can just take them on errands, take them out for a walk with the dog, or a quick walk in the woods or something.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be totally crazy every single week.
Exactly.
Great. Tim, any questions? No? All right, wonderful. Well, unless there's anything else, I think we could take a motion.
I'll move then that we adopt Proclamation 1 of 2026, proclaiming January 2026 as Big Brothers and Big Sisters Month in Center County.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to adopt Proclamation 1 proclaiming January as Big Brothers Big Sisters Month in Center County. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. All right, now we'll move the mics and the chairs and the mugs and everything over. Got over, JJ?
And those matching ears.
I know, right?
I'm telling you, you got all these
Looks like we
sweatshirts
cover at
all.
least the entire county map with the four of you.
Okay.
All right. Do you need this in a little tighter, JJ?
Yeah, can I get y'all to move over
Pinch
there?
over
Or Steve, you can
toward Miles Township, maybe.
There you go.
Beautiful. On three, everybody say big. On three, 1, 2, 3, big. Great stuff. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Good work.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
indeed, thank you. Appreciate that, man.
All right. Stop again. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks. Thanks for coming.
Good stuff. Good way to kick
Yeah.
off the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Great group. Easy way for adults of any age to volunteer to help out another person. All right. So we will move on to our first resolution. Resolution number 1, resolution authorizing John Fronick Jr. Keep forgetting you're a junior. Administrator and Chief Clerk, the authority to execute financial documents with a not-to-exceed amount on behalf of the County of Center. So John, why don't you give us a little background on that?
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. This resolution, which is typically adopted by the Board of Commissioners, pursuant to Section 509 of the Pennsylvania County Code, delegates specific administrative authorities to the county administrator for the 2026 fiscal year. Key provisions include authorizing the administrator to execute financial documents such as purchase orders, invoices, reimbursement requests, up to $33,500 when funding is pre-approved in the 26 budget or in a public session. It also allows discretionary use of contingency funds up to $33,500 with reporting at the next public meeting. Last year was 32.5, so it's been adjusted based on the cost of inflation. Granting emergency expenditure authority up to $100,000, which is the same as last year, subject to reporting and board ratification at a subsequent meeting. Permitting the administrator to approve non-financial linkage letter agreements for referrals between providers and county departments, requiring quarterly board acknowledgement of administrator-approved contracts, authorizing the administrator to handle grant-related documents such as applications, agreements, extensions, reporting after initial board approval to apply with quarterly reporting, designating the administrator as the county's top official for relevant grants. The stated delegated authorities expire at the end of the 2026 calendar year unless reauthorized. So this is basically a reauthorization. Yeah. The resolution aims to streamline both day-to-day operations as well as grant management while maintaining board oversight and transparency. A little bit of history. Delegations of administrative spending and grant authority like this have existed in Center County since 2019 and is a tool available to counties in Pennsylvania. Similar resolutions are typically passed annually or as needed to enable county administrators under the county code, which has authorized such practices since its major revisions in the 1950s. It's under Section 509. The 2026 version reflects routine reauthorization for the new year. The primary intent is to enhance local government efficiency, reducing delays from requiring full board approval for routine or time-sensitive transactions below certain thresholds, allows quicker responses to emergencies or grant opportunities and deadlines as they, as you know, pop
Present
up,
themselves.
present themselves.
Yep.
And minimizing bottlenecks in financial and interagency coordination while preserving accountability through reporting, ratification, and quarterly reviews. This approach supports smoother administration without requiring full board involvement in minor matters, freeing commissioners for policy-level decisions, aligning with broader goals of responsive, cost-effective local governments. Such delegations are readily available to Pennsylvania counties to balance efficiency with fiscal oversight. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thanks, John. Do we have any questions on this?
I have a comment, which I think this has been an extremely useful tool in the times that we've needed it. You mentioned emergencies, but there are also, and I think anybody who's watched a few of our meetings knows that there are grant opportunities that pop up literally at, in an instant.
Several days' notice at
Yeah.
most.
And for you to be able to facilitate that indicates really the acquisition of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in opportunity. So it makes sense to continue this process.
Also reduces the workload on the row officers, the courts, and the department heads. Because as you mentioned, John, we have a lot of agreements where there's literally no cost or a very low cost. It's in the budget. We've talked about it in general before. So let's just get her done.
Yep.
And of course, this is, working within the budgetary guidelines that we establish every year when we pass our budget. So it already is reflecting what the commissioner's priorities are, so.
Great. Well, unless there's anything else, we'll take a motion.
I'll move to adopt Resolution 1 of 2026.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1 of 2026. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, John. And now for contracts and authorizations, back to John for an item for court admin.
Yes, before you for consideration is contract renewal with the Center for Alternatives in Community Justice, which includes the pretrial release program and the youth aid panel. The contract total is $70,293 for the pretrial services and $1,250 for the youth aid panel. This will run from January 1st, 26th to June 30th. One caveat is that the youth aid panel is intended to run for the entire calendar year. So there may be an addendum coming forth for an additional $1,250 for the second half of the year.
All right. I'm sure we're definitely interested in supporting the Center for Alternatives in Community Justice for the youth aid panel. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
No, no questions at this time.
Mr. Dershowitz?
All right.
All right.
I'll move to approve the contract renewal with the Center for Alternatives in Community Justice.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract renewal with Center for Alternatives in Community Justice. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, John. And now Jonathan's all ready with two contracts. First one is a capital project.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. This morning, I'm asking for your consideration and approval of a CoStarz contract with Sekula Signs from Du Bois, PA. This is for the installation of a double-faced aluminum monument sign at the Community Services Building. That will be at the main entrance along Howard Street, and that is for $26,790. And then the next item is
We're
under...
going to actually
Whoop,
do
I'm sorry.
a motion on that one. So, Jonathan, as I remember, this was the sign project where the commissioners worked back and forth with you, and we managed to bump the price down a little bit.
Yes, there was a lot of negotiation between the contractors on this one. We were able to save approximately $8,000 from the original price of this sign with the negotiations.
Great. We appreciate you working with us to try to get that price down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Concepcion?
And this was already approved by Bellefonte, or the concept at least was approved by the Bellefonte?
Yes, this was approved by Bellefonte Zoning Hearing Board a few weeks ago.
Okay, great.
Great.
Thank you.
Mr. Dershowitz?
That's what I was
That
going
was
to say.
your
Thank-
question.
Yeah, I think, thanks to Bellefonte for working with us on this, on the
Yes.
sign concept. We appreciate it.
Great.
Then I'll move to add the contract with Sekula Signs to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to add the contract with Sekula Signs to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And then you have something about fire alarms at the CSB building.
Yes, the next is a proposal for annual fire alarm testing with Betwe Systems at the Community Services Building, and that is in the amount of $3,500. Betwe was the installing contractor, and they are also a CoStarz contractor, so we felt it prudent to just allow them to continue with the annual testing that is required by code for that building.
All right. Great. Thanks for the detail on that, Jonathan. Any questions by either commissioner on that one? No.
I'll move to add the proposal with Betwe Systems to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to add the proposal with Betwe Systems to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thanks. And now we have Tracy here from Records Management with a fairly large contract, but hopefully you can come in under budget for it.
Yes, it's getting there. It's
Good.
looking good. But for right now, though, we need to renew our contract with Iron Mountain for 1 year to provide our record storage for the offsite. The service they're still including is security, transportation from their facility to our facility, the filing of records, any requests that we make, they bring to us still. But for the new year, their contract is coming down to not to exceed $105,000. And we're looking to start this January 1, and then it'll end on December 31st at the end of this year. And then go from there.
Good. Well, we appreciate everything that Records Management has done here over the last year, moving a lot of your operations over into the new Community Services Building, your ability to store thousands of file boxes in that new facility, all the scanning you've done
Yeah,
to make
that-
those records more compact and more available to the departments and the court system and citizens. Hopefully from the sounds of it here, between the scanning and the extra space at Community Services Building, we may be able to reduce this contract
Yes.
substantially for next year and greatly
Future
improve
years,
services.
yes. I think the CSB is definitely gonna help us see a big difference in that cost and also the turnaround of our records that we need.
Yeah. Yes,
That'll help
'cause
a great deal.
I believe some of the records are all the way over toward Pittsburgh or something?
Johnstown.
Johnstown?
Yeah.
That's a fair distance.
And they'll only come here once a week.
Okay.
That kind of slows it down too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So especially for a group like the court system, that could be
Yes.
an issue to take a week or so to get the documents.
Right.
All right. John, did you have a?
So this is a not-to-exceed amount,
Yes.
and some of the things that we have planned for 2026, we're hoping to see some savings from this number.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to presume that we were going to move some of the record storage from Iron Mountain to the CSB building this
Yeah.
year.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've already started that. We have about 1,000 to 2,000 boxes that we've already moved to CSB. We have another 2,000 that we're gonna be bringing back here in the next 5 weeks. So that's gonna take us down to we're down to at least 12,000 from Iron Mountain now. We were at 15,000.
Oh, okay.
So we're down to 12 now.
How many, do we know how many boxes we can physically store at the CSB
At
building?
the location now is 4,800.
That's there presently?
That's what we can store
Or what
there
we
now.
can store? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
What's
to,
there now is like 1,000 to
Okay,
2,000.
so
Yeah.
that'd be a significant savings.
yeah, they have to send them over in batches, Steve.
Yeah,
You can
'cause
only
it's-
pile those old boxes so high.
That's a lot of work for what they're sending us and until we get them ready. We do about 200, every Wednesday we've been doing 200 boxes a week.
That's
and
a lot
getting
of
them
boxes.
prepared.
We're looking to expand that capacity,
That'd be great. All
so
right.
we're looking for additional savings.
And I
Yep.
presume we
would be great.
prioritize the boxes that are at the CSB building to the ones we use more often.
Yes.
Oh,
that are-
yeah.
We brought everything
Or
back.
access.
That's the office is now at CSB. And now we're working with what we pull the most from and bringing them back so we don't have to order them from Iron Mountain.
Great. Sounds like you got things under control over there. That's
That's
great.
interesting, yeah. But
Thanks,
it's-
Tracy.
Commissioner Concepcion?
Yeah, no questions, but I appreciate this effort to bring things under our roof and save some money on this
problem.
contract, yeah.
Yeah, now that we're rapidly approaching our 226th year and with government
Mm-hmm.
records retention requirements, as Tracy says, that's 15,000 boxes just at Iron Mountain, not counting the thousands we already had here.
Right.
Wow.
It holds 4,200 down our location now here in Wellbank.
Man, so
And it's full.
closer to 20,000 maybe ultimately.
Yes. A
Wow.
lot.
Any questions still? No? All right. Unless there's anything else, I think we could take a motion.
I'll move to add the contract with Iron Mountain to next week's consent agenda.
I will second it.
We have a motion and a second to add the contract with Iron Mountain to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now, hopefully Chad's out there somewhere. Here he comes from Information Technologies.
Good morning. I have a contract addendum today with SHI to add Proofpoint Advanced Email Encryption Services to our Proofpoint email security package. So the first year cost of this will be $11.50. And then years 2 and 3 will be $3,839 for a 3-year total of $10,389.
All right, and that meets some of our security requirements for the occasional email that we need to encrypt then.
Yes, it does. It allows users here to send out more secure emails in a little higher confidential manner. So.
All right. Commissioner Concepcion?
Sounds okay.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
Sounds great.
All right.
I'll move to add the contract addendum with SHI International Corp. to next week's consent agenda.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to add the contract addendum with SHI International Corp. to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then Kathy has a fairly large contract here with state and federal funding, which we always appreciate.
Yes. Good morning. Excuse me. I'm here today to ask that the board consider approving the grant agreement between the county and the Pennsylvania Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs. This agreement is our mechanism to receive, our office to receive its federal and state funding from the department for prevention, intervention, treatment, and recovery support services. This is the magical 5-year agreement that we've been waiting for. Right now, though, it'll be the 4.5-year agreement because they're 6 months behind. But its term is 4.5 years. This first funding amount, though, is for 6 months for the balance of this first year. The grant total for this first period is $865,634. Of that, $245,008 is state funding, $620,626 is federal, and the county portion of that will be $11,796, and it will be for the period January 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2030, and they will use this grant agreement then each time the legislature does an award amount for the fiscal year, then it's through this grant agreement that we will get our allocation each fiscal year through 2030. And we're asking for same-day approval because the sooner we get the grant agreement back to them, it's sooner that we'll get our allocations for the January through June period.
All right, so we kind of have two different time periods here. We're doing a contract from January 1st of this year through June 30th of 2030, but the dollar figure here is just for roughly a 6-month period.
Right, right.
Because I'm like, that does not sound like near enough money to
Correct.
handle Center County
Correct.
government for
The grant
5
agreement
years.
is for the whole 4.5-year period,
Right.
but the first funding allocation is for the first 6 months. And then each fiscal year, as the state does their state budget,
Yeah.
then it's through this 5-year grant agreement, we'll get our money each time the state passes the budget.
Okay, good. I do want to knock on wood really hard here because there are over 3,000 counties in the United States, and Center County is in the top 10 or so for the lowest number of people who pass away per 100,000 nationally. I think there was an NPR radio show that 3 of us were on a few years ago, where they talked about the opioid settlement funds. And actually, Center County, on a per 100,000 basis, had the lowest figure in the state, and that was because your office and the many different human service agencies you work with, including the HOPE initiative that Commissioner Dersham serves on, have done such a great job. Obviously, all fatal overdoses are tragic, but here in Center County, knock on wood, we have literally one of the lowest 10 or so by counties in the entire country.
Sure, sure.
So appreciate your work and your staff's work.
And we continue to use these dollars and the opiate settlement dollars to meet the needs of individuals in the Center County community.
Commissioner Concepcion?
Yeah, no, I think just reemphasizing how crucial this funding is for providing the programs that our county provides, you know, for those who are struggling with substance abuse, to know that they can come to county government, to the drug and alcohol office, and if someone's watching this who knows they need to get some help, how do they contact you? What's the best thing for them to pick
Exactly.
up the phone and call the drug and alcohol office and
Right.
of Center County government and
Exactly, exactly. And to use these dollars on the prevention side for programs like the Big Brother, Big Sister program
Right.
and the other programs that the Youth Service Bureau offers.
Great, I know Commissioner Dersham's done a lot of work in this area.
Yeah, one death is too many, and we really appreciate the fact that your organization works with so many different not-for-profits and within the elements of county government, even the drug court and so many other things. The MAT program, I would agree that we spend a lot of time thinking about how we can make the lives and the situations of folks here in Center County better, and you're to be commended for all that. You've been at the vanguard of that for as long as I've been here, and we really appreciate all your efforts and all the effort
Thank
of
you.
your team and the folks that you work with throughout the county. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any questions on this one, Tim?
Yeah, you said that some of these dollars help out that Big Sisters program. Could you, just like explain a little
Sure.
bit more about that?
A portion of the funds that we receive from the Department of Drug and Alcohol programs are specifically allocated to prevention services. And so we use those dollars to support evidence-based programs and other efforts by the Youth Service Bureau and in the community to help educate the community and young people on building skills and making good choices and helping to make good decisions and build those prevention skills so that we're helping them to make better choices and build an environment where kids are resilient and don't start those behaviors in the first place. So we're avoiding the addiction before they would need the treatment and recovery support. So we're hoping to build a community where we're targeting this addiction need from both sides. And so we're tackling this challenge from all angles, a multi-prong approach. And so we're making the best use of these dollars in all aspects. So that's a great opportunity in all areas.
Do you have like any sort of ballpark figure about how much money that program gets from this?
The Youth Service Bureau's contract is probably close to $200,000. And that's just a rough guess. I don't have those numbers right in front of me. We try to do a balanced approach in our efforts, but it varies from year to year depending on the projects that we're working on and the funds that are available to us. It's a challenge each year because a lot of our funding is flat funding across drug and alcohol. It certainly was this year. And so it also depends on need. We're constantly challenged getting folks connected to Medicaid and insurances and other resources. We've applied for grants. We were successful in securing a grant collaboratively with the Criminal Justice Planning Office and the prison. So we have some grant funding this year for the correctional facility to support the medication-assisted treatment program, which means that we can move some of the opiate settlement dollars to some other projects. So we're constantly sourcing of other dollars, which allows us to move those dollars to other projects. And so that's how we make the best use of the funds that we have by constantly looking for all the possible opportunities to make all of the needs met that we possibly can.
Thank
It's
you.
real simple, Tim. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
No doubt, no doubt, because the need is everywhere.
Yes.
And we've also learned, too, that meeting all of the basic needs help folks make even better choices in other areas, which is why we partner with Children and Youth and
Yes.
Adult Services and all of those departments in the process.
So Steve had a great summary there. An ounce of prevention is definitely worth a pound of cure. And in Center County, with 160,000 residents, Center County government partners directly with about 100 different nonprofits of the 300 in Center County, and then indirectly through the Happy Valley Venture Bureau for upwards of another 70 nonprofits. But it's the generosity of Center County citizens that really help make things work, because county government, we're in the background, we're the quiet level of government, but we can only provide, as Kathy was saying and as Steve was saying, for basic needs. This would be really, really nice to have, and it'd be great, but it's not basic stuff. That's paid for by the wonderful citizens of Center County. Thanks. Thanks. All right. Unless there's anything else, we'll take a motion.
I'll move to approve the grant agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the grant agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, moving on to our first check run of the year.
Yeah, it's a
Concepcion.
short check run, so I'm not going to pull anything out to recognize today, but I will move that we approve the check run that's dated January 2nd, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the check run dated January 2nd. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. John, you have one of those fancy administrators' reports this morning.
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
At an upcoming meeting.
Upcoming. All right. And then Commissioner Concepcion, do we have a voters registration?
Do not have a voter registration report because the Shore system has been down for some updates.
Okay. Well, this would definitely be the time of the year to update it.
Right.
Okay. All right. So moving on to our announcements, Center County Government offices will be closed Monday, January 19th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And a lot of different service events going on that day in case anyone in the county is interested in joining a group providing some sort of service project around the county. John, do we have any executive sessions to report or to hold?
No executive sessions to report or hold.
All right, moving on to the remainder of our public meeting schedule. Tomorrow, Housing Task Force at noon in this room. Thursday, Combined Salary Board and Board of Commissioners meeting, again, here in this room. And then next week, Tuesday, as usual, a Board of Commissioners meeting at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, January 13th. Great questions today, Tim. Any additional questions?
Nope, we're all good.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else, we'll take a motion to adjourn at 10:48.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn at 10:48. All those in favor, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks again.